Hey everyone, this is Jason Hamilton. I'm starting a new channel today. It's actually a series located on the St. Philip's YouTube channel. But I'm starting it because I love the outdoors, and I know that there's a lot of you outdoorsy types out there that like to hunt and like to fish and like to hike and rock climb and probably do some things that I haven't done yet. And so this is a series for people like me that have similar interests. And the idea behind the series is that I wanted to create a channel that kind of features things that I like to do and a lot of you like to do, but I'm also a Christian, and I also am a pastor, full disclosure, and I'm really interested in unpacking stories of the Bible, specifically in this series unpacking parables of Jesus. And parables are just stories that point to a deeper truth, and Jesus spoke a lot in parables. And so faith is one of those things that it's not enough to talk about it has to be lived. And so I want to kind of unpack some of these parables and show everyone just kind of what it looks like to live these out and how they intersect with things that we do in our day-to-day life, and the things that we like to do, the things we love to do. So if you're somebody who is a person of faith, I think you're going to find this entertaining. If you're skeptical about faith, or if you have questions about faith, then what my hope is that you'll enjoy the content, maybe learn something, and then get to kind of see how faith is lived out, and maybe help understand some of the better known sayings of Jesus and teachings of Jesus. And you have to forgive the background noise. It's opening weekend of dove season out here. I'm in Fredericksburg, Texas, on a good buddy of mine's ranch, and so there's some shooting off in the background, just some birds flying this morning. So pardon the noise, but we're gonna take a tour of this place. This is, I think, 300 acres or so, and my buddy Ron Barons lives on 76 of those acres, and so we're gonna take a little mule tour and see some of the sights, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about the parable of the talents. So here we go. So part of what I want to show you here in the series is not just tell you about the teachings of Jesus, but also show you how to find them, because the Bible can be confusing. And full disclosure, I am out of town and I forgot my Bible, but I have a Bible app on my phone. And so in future videos, I'll be showing how to find these passages in Scripture. Today I'm going to show you how to find it in your phone. And there's a great app for anybody who wants to have the Bible on their phone or is curious about learning more about it, and maybe you're not ready to buy a hard copy. You can download the Bible app, which is right there. You can download that from the App Store, and then you can find just all kinds of reading plans and commentary, and then of course the entire Old and New Testament right there on the app, and it's completely free. So we're going to open that, and it pulls up, and I'm actually going to show you the list of books that are in there, and it starts with Genesis and then scrolls all the way through. So actually most of these parables are found in the Gospel of Matthew. So the Bible is divided into two parts, an Old Testament and a New Testament. All the stories of Jesus are found in the New Testament, and the first book of the New Testament is Matthew. So right there behind Malachi, we find Matthew, and so we're going to click on that, and then you've got the list of chapters there, and we are in chapter 25. So we're going to click on the 25, and it's verse 14, and then we get the parable of the bags of gold. It says, "Again, it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted his wealth to them. To one he gave 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags, and to another 1 bag, each according to his ability. And then he went on his journey. The man who had received 5 bags of gold went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 bags more. So also the one with 2 bags of gold gained 2 more. But the man who had received 1 bag went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. And after a long time, the master of those servants returned and settled accounts with them. The man who had received 5 bags of gold brought the other 5. 'Master,' he said, 'you entrusted me with 5 bags of gold. See, I have gained 5 more.' His master replied, 'Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness.' The man with 2 bags of gold also came. 'Master,' he said, 'you entrusted me with 2 bags of gold. See, I have gained 2 more.' His master replied, 'Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness.' Then the man who had received 1 bag of gold came. 'Master,' he said, 'I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid and went out and hid your gold in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you.' His master replied, 'You wicked, lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. Well then, you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers, so that when I returned, I would have received it back with interest. So take the bag of gold from him and give it to the one who has 10 bags. For whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have, will be taken from them. And throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." All right, so on the surface, it sounds like kind of an investment strategy story, but it's really so much deeper than that. And the parable is pretty simple. And this is a part of a series of parables where Jesus says the kingdom of heaven is like this, and then he tells a story. And so before this, he's told another parable. Before that, he said the kingdom of heaven is like, and then he tells the series of stories, of parables that illustrate what the kingdom of heaven is like. But in this one, he talks about a master who has 3 servants, and he gives them all a different amount of money. And to one, it's 5 bags of gold, and to another, it's 2 bags of gold, and to another, it's 1 bag of gold. And they all go and they do something different with the gift that they have been given. And the one that's been given 5 bags of gold takes it and he invests it somewhere, and he doubles it, and he brings back 10. The one that's been given 2 bags of gold takes that, he invests it, and doubles it, and is able to produce 4 bags of gold. But the one who was only given 1 bag of gold takes his money, he digs a hole in the ground, and he buries it. And the reason for that, I think, is kind of worth exploring. Obviously, if you are part of a group of 3 people, and one buddy is given 5 bags of gold, and your other buddy is given 2 bags of gold, but you're only given 1 bag of gold, it might kind of make you think, well, what gives? I mean, why do they get 10 and he gets 5, or he gets 5 and he gets 2, and I only get 1, and it might make you feel kind of bitter or angry or upset, or feeling like you deserve more than that. And so because he knew that it was his master's money, and his master was going to come back and want it back, he was mad at his master because he felt like he'd been shortchanged. And so to kind of get back at the master, he goes and he just buries it in the ground, because nothing has been lost, but nothing has also been gained. And so what this reminds us of is that in life, some people, and it's hard to explain why, but some people have a lot, and some people have some, and then some people have a little bit less. And yet the secret, that the truth that's found in this parable, is that it's not about what you've been given, it's about what you do with what you've been given. And the joy comes from taking what you've been given and investing it but not for your own gain, but for the sake of the master. And so the master is God. And so the truth of this is that if you want to find happiness, if you want to get the most out of what you've been given, then we are to take the stuff that we've been given in life, whether it's a lot or whether it's some or whether it's relatively little, and to invest it back into the kingdom of God. And so what does that look like? Well, it means being generous. It means sharing what we have. And so there's two approaches to life, right? We can either live with a clenched fist, or we can live with an open hand and be ready to share and ready to give and invest it in people's lives and things that matter to God and that matter to the betterment of our world. And so it's an important lesson for us, right? Because when I get stuff, I tend to think about all the things that I can do with it and how it's going to make my life better. But the point of this parable is that we should be asking the question, how do I take what I've got and use it to make the life of somebody else better? How do I invest it in the kingdom of God? How do I take this money or this gift, this property, or whatever it is that I have, and use it to grow the world in love and to increase mercy and to increase compassion and generosity in this world, and that's how we maximize the stuff that we have, and that's how we can actually double the inheritance. And it's not that God's going to give us more stuff; it's that God will give us more joy by sharing what we have. So you just saw a tour of this place. It's pretty incredible. I've always wanted a place like this, and I know a lot of us out there have. It's not mine. It's a friend of mine's, and you're going to meet Ron here in just a second. He's going to tell you kind of part of his story and his wife Linda, their story together, and they this is the place that Ron grew up on, and he's going to tell you about his life growing up here and about his vision for what he wants to do with the part that belongs to him. So we're going to meet Ron. All right, thanks. Ron, I just want to ask you to share with us kind of what your vision is and what you plan to do with this.
Well, this is kind of a long dream or vision that my wife and I have had for many, many years, but it's taken a while for it to come to fruition. We started thinking about what it is that we want to do, what can we do, and my passion always came back to my roots. So I grew up here on this place, what we call the 3R Hill Country Retreat. And it's 76 acres of the upper part of the 300 acres where I grew up. And we raised cattle and sheep and all of those things, but we also had wildlife, white-tailed deer, axes, turkey, all kinds of birds. It's just a wonderful place. And what I noticed when I was growing up is that it was fun for me to hunt and fish and do those things, but I enjoyed it a lot more if I could share it with someone. And we went through some times a little while back where our daughter was in an accident and we needed some time to get away and recoup. And we always wanted to come back here. This was the place we wanted to come and relax and renew and refresh. And that was kind of the idea behind the 3R Hill Country Retreat. It refresh, relax, renew. And we know that there are people out there that really sometimes just need a break. They get all tied up in the work and all the things that go on, and we all have things that come up, and there's a time when you just need to get away. And for us to be able to share this place, the barn dominium and the just a place to be able to get around and see God's creation is sometimes the best thing that we can do to provide that opportunity for people. So when I talked to Pastor Jason here, we've done some retreats here and done some other things, but we're kind of ready for the next level to have people come that really need some time away and that could enjoy this place. And we'd like to share it with you.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, Ron. And I want to try to get both of us in the frame here just so you can see that we really are together. And this is just one of the best people I've ever met, and his life just in so many ways, more than just in the land, but in so many other ways. You have shown me just a spirit of generosity, and you've shared so much with me and my family and people that I know and love. And this is the parable of talents lived out. This is what it looks like to invest in God's kingdom and find joy, and not just in taking what God gives us for ourselves, but in sharing it with others. So, Ron, thank you so much for sharing your heart and this place, and we're going to go have some fun.
Absolutely.
All right. All right, so that's our video for today. This is On the Trail. Hope you liked it. Hope you were blessed by it. Hope you maybe learned something. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up, like it, share it, subscribe, and you'll be notified every time we release another video. So this is On the Trail, and so what we want you to know is that wherever you are on the trail of life, on the trail of faith, that you do not walk alone, that God is with you, and we'd love to be a resource for you. So take care, guys, and we'll see you on the trail. Bye.